What up, YouTube, man? It's your boy Batman with another reaction. We got the Mavericks cannot stop winning by that boy Backyard Buckets. Ain't gonna cap. This man has made like a million videos about the Mavericks, even since like last year, bro. Like he always hyping up the Mavericks, man. Shout out this man. Let's get it.
The Dallas Mavericks have built themselves a squad, with the latest addition being a re-signing of Najee Marshall, who they bring back on a 3-year deal. But with that added on to everything else they've done this offseason,
he literally is getting what he's paid, if not he's still underpaid a little bit. But I think it's on the money. I think he's getting paid like right on the money, like. But somehow niggas are saying overpaying, but some niggas is, I ain't gonna be disingenuous, some niggas is knowing like it's not bad. That's pretty good value. That's a good deal, you know? But then you got some people talking like that was crazy. Like, this is not a crazy. He's getting paid what he was worth. He was making $9 million a year.
Year deal, but with that added on to everything else they've done this offseason, this team looks like it could be really, really good next season. And they bring back their ultimate Swiss Army knife like we talked about earlier. Najee Marshall is back on a 3-year, $52 million deal, which
like, they don't get it, man. Yeah, the shooting, whatever, man, but bro, my thing is, if he consistently makes his threes, do niggas understand how good this dude would be? But
Najee Marshall is back on a 3-year, $52 million deal, which decreases as it goes on in years. While they were pretty bad towards the end of the season last year, Najee Marshall was still good. He was their 4th leading scorer last year. Is 6'7" with a 7'1" wingspan, so he's got the ideal frame that you'd like for a guy that can play.
Either, bro. I ain't gonna lie, Max Christie, man, you have to come different this year. You have to. The handle need to be tighter. I want to talk to this nigga, man. I ain't gonna count. Like, is this deep? I need this nigga to take a leap in some way because I need him to really be that too. You know? So what happened to Benedict Mathurin though? I just thought about that. Is that gonna happen? But I need him to just be able to handle pressure and just create a little bit. Just a little bit, you know?
As it goes on.
Have handles like Najee. You know?
Years. And while they were pretty bad towards the end of the season last year, Najee Marshall was still good. He was their 4th leading scorer last year. Is 6'7" with a 7'1" wingspan, so he's got the ideal frame that you'd like for a guy that can play alongside of Cooper Flagg and the rest of this young core. And he averaged 15.2 points a game, 4.7 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. Like I said, shooting 51% from the field. Now 29% from 3 on 2.2 attempts. Not exactly.
My thing is, and they talking about PJ to the Lakers, bro. Stop it, bro. If Masai do that, bro, he'll piss me off. I ain't gonna lie. Like, nah, because you probably just gonna make them better. I don't really know who you're gonna get back, but it's probably not worth it, you know? Not with them. But I was thinking maybe, like, if you do trade PJ, probably to, like, the Cavs or who else would need PJ? Definitely not them, though. Hell, I don't think you would get something great back and it would just make them better. No.
What you want. He did have a pretty solid season shooting the 3-ball his final year in New Orleans, but expect for Najee Marshall to have a big role off the bench next year for the Mavs.
Y'all got Cooper Flagg here as well. Y'all just be, y'all are what is it called? What's it called? Analytic nerds or not that? That's not really what I'm looking for though. What's it called when they just playing? They're just only caring about threes. That's what y'all are, bro. Y'all are the Celtics, bro. All you fans are Celtics, basically, the Celtics. And why they traded Jaylen Brown. It's all about threes, bro. If you're not making threes, like, get out of here, man. This nigga's valuable, bro.
3 on 2.2 attempts. And not exactly what you want.
He needs to get a little better, but he wasn't just pitiful.
Have a pretty solid season though. Shooting the 3-ball his final year in New Orleans. But expect for Najee Marshall to have a big role off the bench next year for the Mavs. You got Cooper Flagg here as well, who we just mentioned in the intro. It's his team now. He's going to be 20 on December 21st. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he just averaged 21 a night with 6.7 rebounds, 4.5 assists, shooting 47% from the field and 30% from 3. And he's 19. And he was 18 for the first 2 months of the season. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he reclassed to get to Duke a year early, and now he is just dominating the NBA. And over the last 15 games, where he was really pushing to get that Rookie of the Year award, his numbers got even better, shooting 47% from the field and 31% from three. And Flag this year will have a guy in Kyrie Irving here to now play point guard for him. He didn't really have a true point guard last year. You know, there was some Ryan Nembhard flashes, but they even tried to run him at point guard. They also bring in Zachary Riza-Shea in exchange for Ryan Nembhard as well as a couple second-round picks, who will be just 21 years old this year. 9.6 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, and an assist with 1.5 stocks in 22 minutes a game last year. Shot at 46% from the field, 37% from three on 4 attempts per night, and at 6'9" with a 6'10" wingspan.
He's got so many, bro. What is up with Masai Ujiri, bro? Like, and it's not even Mike Schmitz, right? This is Masai doing all this. With all the 6'9", 6'8", golly.
With a 6'10" wingspan, he's got the perfect height and weight and length to be a really, really good rotational wing in the NBA. But he just hasn't quite shown it yet. But I think it was a little soon for the Hawks to move on from him as well.
No matter what draft you're in, bro. This man has to have something in his bag, bro. Y'all didn't just fumble like that, Hawks. No way, bro. He gotta have something like another gear, bro.
He just hasn't quite shown it
so
yet.
Diabolical.
It was a little soon for the Hawks to move on from him as well.
He's not that bad,
buy low by the Dallas Mavericks.
Sure.
Love that move. They also bring in Marez Johnson Jr., who, as we've talked about, showed out in his summer league debut with 27 and 8, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, finished 12 of 17 from the field, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc, proving he can do a little bit of everything now. The fit next to Coop, as he is 6'10", 251 with a 7'4" wingspan. So I don't know if they're going to play him at the 4, the 5, where they're going to try to play him. But if he's going to play alongside of Lively at the 4, they can move Flag to the 3, and he's already showing he can be the backside of a pick and roll action here as they throw it to him, and he rips through, goes by, beats the rim help to the spot, and gets the foul and the bucket. They also pick up Sergio De La Rey later in the draft. And yes, he started his summer league off very, very rough, but he did some really good things, finishing with 9.6 boards, 5 assists, and 2 stocks in his summer league debut with just 1 turnover, and continued to play well throughout the rest of the summer league. And De La Rey at 6'7" with a 6'9" wingspan is a little bit similar to a couple of guards that have come through Dallas. Now, he will take over probably the Ryan Nembhard minutes as that third guard. They still have Brandon Williams as well, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see
that's the crazy part. They gave Zachary Riza-Shea my nigga B Will number, so I don't know what's really gonna happen, but B Will is definitely an NBA backup point guard, or at least third one. Like, what? That shit is crazy. But I don't know.
A couple of guards that have come through Dallas. Now, he will take over probably the Ryan Nembhard minutes as that third guard. They still have Brandon Williams as well, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But I think De La Rey in the long haul is going to be a really nice addition. Averaged almost 10 points per game and 4 assists with 3 rebounds on 18 minutes a night in the upper Spanish division last year, shooting 44% from the field and 41% from 3 on 3.3 attempts per game. Here he is showing off his ability to get to the rim and score around the rim, as well as being able to shoot the 3 ball and pass extremely well. And yes, he does have shades. I'm not going to say they're the exact same player, but there are shades of what the Mavericks got when they drafted Luka a few years back. Well, now it's been like 8, which is kind of crazy to think Luka's going into year 8.
Oh, yeah.
But insane. That was a really nice pass, and it shows that they passed on a top guard to go get Marez Johnson Jr., and then we're still able to get Sergio De La Rey later in this draft. I think that is excellent. And what Masai Ujiri is best at understanding the board and really.
I gotta see what the hell they're doing, bro, because trade Gafford already. Like, no disrespect at all to Gafford, bro, but there's Cisse, you signed him for a reason, and he's more coordinated. I know basketball, and I know that's why you signed him back. Y'all know basketball, bro. If you're gonna have a backup, if D-Live is starting, I'm going with. And Cisse is way cheaper, but he's more coordinated. He's taller. He's more athletic, more switchable. He literally doing the same thing. Basically, but on a cheaper deal, so it's a no-brainer. But why are they waiting, bro? You're not gonna get a first round, but just get Benedict Mathurin. Like, bro, come on. I would take even Jordan Poole. I don't give a damn what none of y'all talking about. I'll take Jordan Poole for Gafford too. I think his value's low, but I know what he can do. You know, so do something, bro. We don't. No, I don't want to disrespect him at all, but we don't need him. You know, especially with Cisse. And then, like, even if whatever, you can still play him at the backup 5, Santi at some minutes. Like, we can find some other ways to, make up for that. But yeah, trade that man. So I want to just see the roster already, the full roster.
Shows that they passed on a top guard to go get Marez Johnson Jr.
What they gonna do
and then
PJ?
we're still able to get Sergio De La Rey later in this draft. I think that is excellent. And what Masai Ujiri is best at understanding the board and realizing he can get a guy later in this draft that's very impactful if he takes Marez early. Now, they have to be good next year because the Hornets own their first-round pick, which means Kyrie Irving is more than likely sticking around. There were some rumors about him maybe leaving, but I don't think that's the case. He'll be 34 this season, and coming off of an ACL injury, maybe that's a little bit concerning. I'm not most concerned.
Because what? Last time he played,
and coming off...
Exactly. This is not a regular player. But I'm not just going to put crazy, unrealistic expectations, but I'm not concerned, though. Like, I'm not y'all. I'm not pessimist, so. He was recovering early. I feel like that's a great sign. Like, if we were good last year, he would have played. So don't that mean he's moving in the right direction? It's not like he's late. He was early in the recovery. So isn't that good? But that didn't mean nothing, huh?
Marez early. Now, they have to be good next year because the Hornets own their first-round pick, which means Kyrie Irving is more than likely sticking around. There were some rumors about him maybe leaving.
Then I just seen him play yesterday, too. Like, something? I forgot the Instagram page. Shout out Kyrie Center. He posted it, but I just seen what I had to see, bro. He's moving around people. He's getting past people. He's moving. That's all I had to see. If he's getting past people, it's up, bro. Period. Because that's all it is. If he can move, it's up. The shooting is not going to go nowhere. The finishing isn't going anywhere. It's all about his movement.
More than likely sticking around. There were some rumors about him maybe leaving, but I don't think that's the case. He'll be 34 this season, and coming off of an ACL injury, maybe that's a little bit concerning. I'm not the most concerned at all. 25 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5.5 assists last year, or the last healthy season that we saw him. He shot 47% from the field and 40% from 3 as well on just over 7 attempts a game. The dude did pretty much everything you can ask, and he's now paired with this young group of talent that he is, kind of tasked with mentoring a little bit. He can bring them into their own and, elevate their ceiling and their floor
word,
if he
is. It just seems so unserious. I hate that mentor word, I ain't gonna lie.
Their own and, elevate their ceiling and their floor if he is normal Kyrie Irving, one of the most skilled players to ever touch a basketball, and I think he will get back to that. I don't think the ACL injury is going to slow him up too much. But like I said, they have a really nice group of young guys, starting with Derek Lively.
He is on the Lakers, huh? I forgot about that shit.
Said they have a really nice group of young guys, starting with Derek Lively, who is a more traditional center. He only got to play in 7 games last year due to injury, so he didn't really get to see a lot of him. But he'll be just 22 years old next season in a contract year.
Only 21.
Is averaged 9 points a game with 7.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and 1.5 blocks in his last full season, while shooting 70%.
What? Hold on, what?
We didn't really get to see a lot of him, but he'll be just 22 years old next season.
I'm like, that's too young, bro.
In a contract year, and is averaged 9 points a game with 7.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and 1.5 blocks in his last full season, while shooting 70% from the field. He is 7'3" with a 7'9".
Yes, he grew, by the way, but he was the 4th. I don't really care about all that, especially how they talked about Jaylen Brown. I really want to discredit analytics now, because I've seen with my eyes what he did. That should not have happened. According to y'all, that was an MVP season. And we seen what he did. But they had him 4th in defensive rating in the whole league before he got hurt or whatever. Before he, stopped playing or whatever. Whatever happened, like they just sat him down and he got surgery, I think. He was 4th in the whole league in defensive rating, you know?
While shooting 70% from the field. He is 7'3" with a 7'9" wingspan. So he's grown ever since getting drafted. Much like the rumors about Cooper Flag. We'll see if that actually ends up being true. But if Lively's actually 7'3",
I don't know about Cooper,
about Cooper Flag. We'll see if that actually ends up being
true.
7 foot. But if Lively's actually 7'3", he matches up very nicely with Victor Wembanyama.
I ain't gonna lie, don't bring this shit up. Hey, but technically, I mean, it was so much turmoil though. Like, first game of the season, Coop at the point, AD still here. These niggas is preying on their downfall with, you know, fire Nico and all that. This really don't count. It don't count. Stop making us play the Spurs every damn season opener though. But damn it. But I forgot what I was gonna say.
But if Lively's actually 7'3", he matches up very nicely with
does.
Victor Wembanyama for the next 10 years. They also have Max Christie, who I think is my favorite piece.
Thank you. Talk about my nigga Christie. All I'm saying, though, is Cooper Flag was already damn near 7 feet, though. So,
of this young core. He'll be just 22 years old as well, and is averaging 12.3 points per game, 3.2 rebounds, and 2 assists in Dallas.
That's
shooting 44%.
I'm not asking for much more. Be more aggressive on defense and just get your handles tighter. That's all I want from Christie, man.
The field, 40% from 3 on just under 6 attempts, and doing all of that in under 30 minutes a night. I'm a big fan of Max Christie as a future wing. He was kind of the throw into the Luka trade, but at 6'6" with a 6'9" wingspan.
I mean, technically, but I think they wanted him though.
As the perfect archetype to be a modern 3-and-D wing. Now, if you made it this far into the video, hit the like button. Leave me a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. As you can see,
man, the handles and just be more of a dog, bro. That's it.
Here, about 93% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. So if that's you, let's go ahead and fix that. Also, check out the college basketball version of this channel if you do enjoy that kind of stuff. And then let's look at the older core, because there is still a core in place here in Dallas that was built around Luka Doncic that they have not moved on from yet. It starts with PJ Washington, who will be 28 years old. Maybe they keep him around only till the deadline, but like I mentioned, the Hornets have their pick, so they have no incentive to be bad. I don't think they trade PJ Washington unless a team really overpays for him at the deadline. Same thing with Gafford. I think they keep him around as a...
No, I don't think. I mean, they might. But so what? You're going to just have Cisse is on like a minimum though, right? Nah, bro. Nah, because you got to play different ways. Like, somebody's minutes is going to be diabolical. That don't make sense. You didn't get Santi and Morez, and you're trying to play in different ways, bro. You want to play 5 out sometimes. I don't think Gafford. No. I don't think you're going to deal with D Live. He could potentially start shooting threes too. That's another thing, but nah, man. Gafford, shout out Gafford, but I think you should just get what you can get. I don't know about 2 centers like that, especially with how much money he's making, though. I don't know, right?
Back up big. There was a lot of noise going around about.
They might not trade him, but I don't know. Then what? Cisse just gonna be the what's the name? But somebody's minutes is gonna be diabolical, though. I don't get it. So Santi's not going to play? So, unless you are going to play him at the 4 the whole time. So, Morez going to play the 4 the whole time? Because I'm thinking he going to play the 5 sometime. Santi going to play the 5 sometime. See, I don't know.
The time of the NBA draft about him potentially getting shipped off. I don't think that happens. They still have Klay Thompson. Now, Klay could be a guy that I see them moving on from. We'll see what happens there. He's still a really good 3-point shooter at this point in his career, but the defense has definitely declined. And then they also brought in Santi Aldama, kind of proving that they're trying to win. They're not tanking by any means. They bring in Aldama for pretty much a fake first-round pick. I mean, that 2030 Warriors first is so heavily protected, it's not even funny. But they get Aldama, that 2030 Warriors first is so heavily protected, it's not even funny. But they get Aldama, who's coming off the best year of his career, averaging 14 points per game in Memphis with 6.7 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.6 stocks in just 29 minutes a game, shooting 48% from the field and 35% from 3 on 4.7 attempts per game. Big fan of Santi Aldama and what he brings to Dallas. And now looking at what their lineup probably will look like next year, that's not a bad starting lineup whatsoever. You got defense there with Lively, Flagg, Washington, and Christie. You know, you have one of the most skilled creators ever in Kyrie Irving, and then year 2 Cooper Flagg, who I am a big fan of as well.
Like, man, this is that ninja. My nigga Kyrie
defense
Irving,
there
man.
With Lively, Flagg, Washington, and Christie. You know, you have one of the most skilled creators ever in Kyrie Irving, and then year 2 Cooper Flagg, who I am a big fan of, as well as guys around him that can help contribute and make this team better. If De La Rhea can be
what
good,
about Tariq? What's the name? The European shooter or whatever. Isn't he on the team?
A point guard, then this bench unit looks solid as well. Not to make.
I mean, I'm just mixed on Gafford, bro. Like, I don't know what y'all are doing. I don't think this is gonna be it. I think they one of them getting traded, Gafford or PJ. It just don't make sense.
You also have Zachary Reese-Shea, who you can throw in there,
bro,
and also the veteran Klay Thompson, who can be thrown in at any point. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure.
Shout out, bro, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm out, man. Okay.